As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lined in chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta low. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light.
Been spending most of their lives living in the gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of their lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise.
Look at the situation.
What up, though? What up, though? This is Detroit Man with the I.O.W. Sports Show. Looks like I'm running solo today. That's all right. We're going to get it in anyway. Let's get all the preliminaries out of the way. If you have not done it, please go over to our YouTube page, I.O.W. Network, and hit that subscribe button. Bing! And a like button also. Bang! Share with a friend. Boom! And you will get all the content that we put out. That's speaking like this one right here. We go live every Monday and Thursday at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. where you get someone as beautiful as me and that black dude that be with us too, Lamar, and sometimes Nick. Also, you can go to our Facebook page, I.O.W. Network on Facebook, and we will have everything you need to know about sports. And this page is also for you, and a couple of you over there in the corner. If you have something funny meme you want to share, if you have something that you just want to promote, the key is what Lamar always say is networking. We like to network so you can upload your fancy stuff that you like to share. If you're selling panties, girl, give me a call. I'd like to get some of them panties with you in them. Just saying. Also, Lamar, my co-host, also has his own page. If you like the Kansas City Chiefs, want to talk everything Chiefs, want to know something about the Chiefs, go over to our page and you can look at his podcast, the Wild Card Chief page. Also, big homie Nick has a page, Why I Want to Be a Jets Fan. No, it is called Proud Jets Fan. My big homie Nick has that. Also, we had a No Name podcast. We talk about everything Detroit Lions. But as you see scrolling across the bottom there, you can get one of these fancy snapback hats. All you have to do is hit that Cash App, drop $30 into that Cash App, and you will send an address, and we will send it promptly to your address. Now we got it out the way. We got a lot of stuff we want to cover. So, as you heard, I was playing Coolio. Oh, let's get to what up, though, Matt? What up, Mar? We're playing Coolio. You know, Coolio passed away age 59. So I thought I would change the intro as a tribute to Coolio. Man, I just want to say this. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I was watching a video with Coolio maybe about a couple months ago, and he was saying something about, he was talking about Hollywood and things of that nature and things that goes on in Hollywood. And he was like, well, I'm not going to say too much because, you know, they might try to kill me. He said, I ain't worried about me dying. I just don't want to come after my family. And then we'd see a couple months later, this happened. Not saying it's a possibility, but that's the first thing that came to my head when I saw it. But, you know, just want to give a tribute out to Coolio. Now, we're going to do something to Matt Lights. We have to talk about Aaron Judge, man. First of all, remarkable, man. He has a remarkable season, man. He just tied Roger Maris for hitting 61. Man, I think he's a shoe-in for the AL MVP. You know, he's having a great year, man. You can't deny it. You know, we talked about it before. 61. That's right, Matt. We talked about it before about Ohtani and him and who should get the MVP and, you know, who's the most valuable player. But I know for sure he should get the AL MVP. But hands down, he should get that. It should be no denying that. but he should get baseball MVP overall for the season that he's having. I mean, he's having a great season. The Yankees is on the roll as a team. I can't remember how many in a row they won, but I know every time I'm looking at my news feed, I'm like, dang, they win again. They win again. I think they just swept the Blue Jays. Yeah, you're right, man. It's not even close, bro. It's not even close. They just swept the Blue Jays, man. They playing great baseball now, and they playing and got high at the right time. I remember Nick. I think it was Nick who said it. We was talking about it a long time ago. 9 out of 10. Thanks, Matt. And he was saying when the Yankees first started off and how they was real hot, and he mentioned that the part is when you get to that middle or that part of the season when the season get going and you start losing games, how you come out of that loss is kind of determines how your season's gonna go. And man, they had a time where they dipped down a little bit, had a few injuries, and they came out that bad boy swinging. Won 7 in a row, lost the first to the Blue Jays. Okay, thanks, Matt. So we got Matt, man. He keeps me in line. Nick's on. What up, though, Nick? He keeps me in line.
You know when you say my name, I gotta pop up.
Well, let me get out quick.
That was me. I had the video playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I don't know if you heard.
I wasn't showing up to you. Said my name. Once you said my name, I'm like Beetlejuice, baby. You say my name, I appear.
Oh, the white candy man. I don't know if you heard anything. Heard anything I was saying, but I was talking about the season Judge is having. Man,
remarkable. In an era where there's shitty hitters left and right in Major League Baseball.
Yes.
Last night the Yankees started 6 guys who have batting averages under 225.
Isn't that crazy, man?
Years ago, if you had one, he didn't play.
Right, that's crazy. I mean, you've seen that across the league, though. You've seen like people hitting in the mid twos, high twos, and they consider like all stars.
Yeah. That's why when who went to the Padres?
Oh shoot! Dang, why can't I think who it is?
Machado, Manny Machado.
Machado.
When Machado went there and got that massive contract, I was like, this dude hits like 279 in this money. Like he never had a 35 home run season. He never hit like 300. I think he did once, but his career he's like a 279 hitter when he signed the deal. I'm like, how the fuck are people getting paid like this? But
come on, Matt. Don't come in here with that. So, I mean, Ant. Don't come in with that, Ant. Because we
negativity, bro.
Come on, man. We bring good vibes, man. We good vibes. But so check this out.
What's up?
I was thinking about this other day. So the Cowboys, I know. I mean, I'm not gonna stay here long. So the Cowboys consider America's team, right? I like that.
I broke it out just because this is from Matt. Let me say this. This is from Matt.
Go ahead. But the Cowboys consider America's team, which I don't even want to get that discussion. But is the Yankees the America's team with baseball?
The Yankees are America's team overall. The Yankees are the worldwide team.
I mean, they got the name recognition.
Yankees and Madrid, I think Real Madrid are the 2 most popular sports teams in the world.
Right. And I was thinking about that the other day. I said, got to be America's team. I mean, at least if not anything in baseball, they got the most name recognition. They're actually synonymous with the United States. When people think United States, they think about the Yankees.
Yeah.
So they got to be America's team.
I mean, they're the most popular team. You see with the attendance on the road. You take the small markets like Kansas City, Pittsburgh. You see what their attendance are. And then you see what the attendance is when the Yankees come to town.
Mm-hmm.
It's a massive difference, right?
And they got fans all over, man.
Yeah,
you could be in Helena, Montana, and somebody got a dang on Yankees jersey on, or a T-shirt or something.
As of today, right now, before any games are played, Judge is minute points ahead of Arraez on Minnesota for the title. So they're both at 313, but this has Judge at 1, which means after the 3-1-3,
right?
Whatever is left after that, Judge is slightly ahead. So I mean, he's got a chance to do it.
Right.
Which would be incredible, right? Like to see a Triple Crown winner. Like I think didn't Cabrera win one a few years ago? Miggy?
He did. I think so.
Was that National League or American League? Matt, you'll know. Did he
American
do that?
League.
Did he do it? Oh, the Tigers.
I think he did.
Your squad, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I got something I kind of want to discuss. Now I tell everybody I'm a Tigers fan first, but I'm a Yankees fan secondary. And so you think about the Yankees and the season that Judge is having. How great is that season if they win the World Series? And how does that compare to the rest of the World Series they already won?
I mean, it's going to be in our lifetimes one of the greatest, individual seasons we've ever seen. Nobody can argue that, especially with the differential between what he's doing to what the second guy behind him is doing with home runs.
Right.
I think a couple weeks ago he hit 57. Schwarber had 37, and it was the first time that anybody had a 20 home run lead at any point in the season since Babe Ruth did it at the end of the 1927 season.
Wow.
So what he's doing versus what his peers are doing is remarkable. So I noticed the other day he lost something that I've been screaming for on the show, which you'll remember. I'm sure Matt, Anthony, might, Lamar will. When I kept saying that Sanchez, Stanton, Judge, they were all too big. They weren't built for the marathon of baseball. They were more built like football players to go out once a week. That's why they always have these muscle strains.
Right.
And I looked up Judge from 2 seasons ago to how he looked to now. It looks like he took off like 15, 20 pounds of muscle, So good job listening to me, man. You're about to make like $400 million off of it. Let me get a cut, bro. If you saw this video of me saying you got to take off some muscle mass to last, I'm more happy that he's played as many games as he had, because this is the first season he has not gone where on that list. So
knock on wood.
But it's fantastic that what he's doing.
Right.
It's becoming like no matter where you are when he's up, you're checking in to see what he's doing. So I love it. He's a Yankee. Don't know how much longer, but if he's a Yankee for only a couple more weeks, I'm gonna enjoy every at bat he has with us.
And we're gonna talk about that too. But I was thinking about it, because I mean, like as I was going through, looking at the different highlights and stuff like that, how your mind get to going. So I started jotting stuff down. I'm gonna ask this. I'm gonna ask to talk about this. But franchise wise, is the Yankees the greatest dynasty in sports? Before you ask that, I'm gonna give you all the. So in NHL, Canadians has 33 appearances and 23 Stanley Cups. I'm gonna go do the first 5 out of every sport.
That's a great percentage.
And then the Maple Leafs have
33 and 23, you said? Or 26?
33 and 23.
23 out of 33. You're winning 66%. You're like 2 out of 3. Okay.
Right. Then after that, you have the Maple Leafs with 21 appearances and 13 Stanley Cups.
About the same. It's almost 2 for 3. A little less, like 62%.
Right. Behind them, you got the Red Wings with 24 appearances and 11 Stanley Cups.
12, under 50, so like 47%.
Right. Then the Bruins, you got 20 appearances, 6 Stanley Cups. And then you have the Blackhawks with 13 appearances and 6 Stanley Cups also.
Okay.
Now that's NHL. Football, I didn't do the appearance. I just how many titles they won. Patriots got 6. Steelers have 6. 49ers has 5. Cowboys have 5. The Giants have 5. Shut up, Matt. And then NBA, you got the Celtics with 21 appearances, 17 championships. The Lakers with 32 appearances, 17 championships. Bulls are 6-6. The Warriors, now when the Warriors you include when it's in Philadelphia and San Francisco, you got 10 appearances, 6 championships. Then after that, you have San Antonio with 6 appearances, 5 championships. Now, all the teams that you said, I mean, We do.
You said Giants have
But-
5. You're including NFL championships in that too before the Super Bowls. I think
Yeah, this is all Super Bowls. I'm not including
I think
championships.
Giants have 4. They don't have 5.
Okay.
If NFL World Championships are included, I think the Giants won one back with the Frank Gifford years before Super Bowl started. But that's right, 4.
Okay. So then, if you look at baseball, comparing baseball to all that, I'm not. You already know who number 1 is. You already know the Yankees got 27, 40 appearances. The Cards, the closest part after that's the Cards with 11. Then the Red Sox with 9. The A's after that tied with 9, and the Giants with 8. So
what about the Dodgers? Dodgers don't have a bunch back from the Brooklyn days.
Well, I didn't. When I was researching, it didn't come up with Brooklyn. It's on the LA stats.
Okay.
So I guess we add the book, and they may have
carry it over. That would carry it over because they just relocated. They're the same franchise.
Well, I didn't. That was the first 5 I saw when I researched it.
Okay.
So, so you saw what everybody did. Next to Canadians kind of impressive. There's no one close to what the Yankees done.
No.
I mean, now you got to put it in perspective too of the sport and everything. But I still say, even if you put it all in perspective, maybe you can argue the Lakers and the Celtics. But here's what I say to that, and it's not because I'm a Yankees fan, but I was just looking at it from an outside perspective. The Yankees been relevant through multiple generations.
Yeah,
you can
very few lifespans that haven't seen the Yankees win.
Right.
The Red Sox go from 1918 to 2004. There was many generations that never even saw them make it back. The Yankees have always been consistent. The Yankees have always had the ability to draft really good stars too. Ruth they traded for, but you look back at the rest of that team; those were all guys that came up. I don't know if they were drafted back then, how they accumulated them.
Right.
But then you had DiMaggio, Mantle, Whitey Ford, Yogi. All these guys who are, not just great all-time Yankees, but some of the greatest to ever play the game.
Right.
It's amazing to me that when you look at all the great hitters in the American League that you can name, and the Yankees have held the American League home run record since the 1900s, 100 years. They've had the individual season home run record for 100 years. Like when all this Judge Chase stuff started happening, and I did the math, I'm like, Maris had it since 61. Ruth had it before him. I don't know who had it before Ruth, but it's just impressive that the Yankees always held the individual home run record in the American League. And you think of all the guys that have played in the American League, that's a crazy to me, right? Like over 100 years, about 100 years of holding that record. That's absurd to me, man. That shit don't happen.
They got to be, in my eyes, looking at those statistics and those stats, and those figures and stuff like that. They got to be the greatest franchise.
I don't think there's an argument.
I don't think so. You can argue whether or not you like the team, but just looking at it from the surface of what they done and what they accomplished. Like I said, the Canadians. You can argue the Canadians, but Canadians haven't been relevant. Maybe they won. I think they won a couple years ago. But that's been a while since they won after that.
Yeah.
Celtics. When last time Celtics won?
The Canadians are clearly in hockey, right? Like I'm not a hockey guy, but even I know that the Canadians have the greatest history. But I get what you're saying, Matt. But Reggie was a trade. Winfield was a trade. Henderson was a trade. Gossage was a trade. He was with the A's before the Yankees.
Right.
I think Guidry came up. Thurman definitely, and Mattingly did as well. And then you look at Jeter, Pettit, Posada, Williams, Mariano. There's a lot of guys that and baseball changed once the 90s hit with free agency. So
right. Add that into it too.
Those guys anymore. So that's what I think was so rare about that Yankee dynasty is they kept that core together. I know Pettit dipped out for a bit to Texas and then came back, but it's very rare that you see that core of guys stick together in a free agent era,
Right. Right.
You know, that the five of them really. I think one of them was. I think Pettit was out. Did Pettit win a fifth ring, Matt? Did he win it in 2009, or did Pettit retire the year before?
I'm trying to remember.
Core four. They
I can't
call
remember.
no,
I
Bernie
can't
was out.
remember.
All right, Bernie was out. Pettit
Okay.
Bernie retired before that. So the core four was Pettit, Mariano, Jorge, and Jeter, who won the fifth ring.
Right.
Yeah, Matt. When I was bringing up guys who were strictly brought up like by the Yankees, you know. Yeah, Bernie was out for that team.
So going back to you had kind of alluded to earlier, you know, he is free judge a free agent after this year. Now, if the Yankees don't sign him, which I think they will, but I'm saying I think they'll keep him. But if they don't sign him, what team you think would be a good suitor for him?
San Francisco. Go home.
Oh, that's all I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
I think he stays in New York for either the Mets or the Yankees, or he goes to San Francisco.
I think San Francisco good.
To see any other team that would intrigue him.
Now I will say this though. I was gonna say San Fran too, but I will say I will depends on what the White Sox do as far as manager. I think I like him on the White Sox or even the Guardians because the Guardians got a lot of young players coming up. They need a few pieces.
Somebody told me don't sleep on the Red Sox because how small that little park is. I always say this. I go, kids play in a park, men play on a field. Or men play in a stadium, kids play in a park. So, but when you look at the dimensions of that little shitbox fucking place, he could hit 80 there.
Yeah.
He could hit 80 easy.
Right.
In that little shithole.
Right. I don't know, man. Don't sleep on the Dodgers. Well, I mean, are you talking about the Dodgers as far as like what they're gonna do, or are you talking about what we're talking about as far as Judge going there?
I don't think he would go there. He grew up a San Francisco fan. He grew up there. I don't think he goes to the Dodgers. If all money is equal, he's not picking the Dodgers.
Yeah,
he's New York or San Francisco, in my opinion.
I like San Francisco.
The first sleeper.
I like the Guardians too. I think the Guardians would be a good, nice spot for him because of what they have. I think only one or two pieces away from being a contender. They got a lot of young players. You know, he'd be a good backfield to have. I think they'd be a dark horse. I mean, that'll be actually looking at it right now because I ain't really look at them, but the little bit I remember, I think I like them with the Guardians, but Giants would be my first pick.
Yeah, I think he's New York or home.
Yeah, I think he'll stay. I think New York will keep him, man. I don't see why they wouldn't, especially if they win. If they win at all, they definitely gonna try to keep him.
Yeah, it's gonna be annoying. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be frustrating to watch the free agents and the rumors.
Yeah, you're gonna hear that all the time till they actually get something done.
It sounds like he does want to make the tour and get that love, right? I can't blame him. You know, you gambled on yourself, you bet on yourself.
Having a great year. You know, you turned down what 210.
Go see how much everybody loves you. Someone's gonna blow them out of the water. Someone's gonna make an offer so big that the Yankees are just like, we can't do it.
Good. What did he turn out? 210, right? I think it was 210.
I think it was 7 for 230.
Is that what it was?
231.
I don't know, Matt. Matt, you a statistic guy.
Was it 7 for 210? That was 30 a year. Maybe that's why the 30's in my head.
Oh, maybe. I thought it was 210, but I could be wrong. But anyway, I forgot to mention. I meant to mention this before we got into this discussion. You know, I meant to mention on Monday. You know that PK Subban retired. PK Subban from hockey player. 213, Matt said.
213. Okay.
Yeah. You know, he played with the Canadians. He played with got the Blockbusters trade to Nashville. Then also, I think he finished this with the Devils. Or he played with the Devils too. You know, I think when I first, because I watch hockey off and on, so I'm not an expert on hockey. But you know, I remember them talking about it, and then I kind of got eyes on him too. And his brother plays in the minor league, and they throw a lot of racial slurs at his brother, and he was on TV talking about that, so I kind of got my eyes to it. And he's one of those guys that's like over the top. You know what I'm saying? He celebrates a lot, and hockey for the most part is kind of conservative. You got a few players that celebrate, but it's kind of conservative, and he's known for like big slap shots, big celebrations. So shout out to him. Off the ice, he donated a lot of money to charities. He started a initiative, hockey diversity, in all the inner cities and stuff, try to get diversity to hockey. So shout out to him and retirement. Yeah, played for the Devils. It was great to see. I watched him play a couple of times. I mean, like I said, I'm not a expert on hockey. So those who watch this and see hockey, what I'm saying, that they're experts.
I'm glad we didn't put him in the Randy Weber bracket. People would have voted for him as the greatest athlete.
Nah, he wasn't greater than Gretzky.
Yeah.
Hey, why you vote for him? You ain't only vote for him because he's black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Without saying it, you said it. All right.
I wouldn't know he was black by his name. Same name, Leroy.
Yeah,
How else supposed to know?
I thought it was the coach from the Celtics when you first said the name. I was like, wait, who? That's not how it's said, is it?
Close. PK Subban is Nigerian for Ime Udoka.
Oh, I thought he was just a place kicker. Like you were saying, PK.
But shout out to him, man. He played 13.
LB Ray Lewis.
He played 13 years in the league, man. So hats off to him. Happy retirement. And that's all I gotta say about hockey. I just wanted to just bring that up because I meant to bring that up Monday. Man, so much stuff I want to talk about, man. I'm trying to see that's how I wanted to continue with the Yankees talk, because now they clinched their division. Possibly, one of the favorites, but what about the Astros?
Astros have been consistent the whole year. I mean, they didn't have that massive month and a half of playing under 500 ball that we did.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you saying right as I was like logging into StreamYard to get on. The Yankees, I mean, people wanted to write them off. People were writing them off. Fans were writing them off. People were saying that they'd lose the division by the end of August, and then they've been growing that lead. So, I am worried come the postseason, because when you don't have a lot of guys that put the ball in play and strike out a lot, you're gonna suck in the postseason. So, but the whole league is like that now. It's like, there's not a lot of clutch hitting, and it's almost like, I reference this all the time. Brian Griffin from Family Guy, when Lois gets the boob job, just fall onto the table when you see a guy hit like Derek Jeter now, because it doesn't happen very often. That's why I'm such a big DJ LeMahieu fan.
Yeah, and I think, to me, it's not to crap on any other teams, but it's not to crap on any other teams, but I don't think any other team is in their way but the Astros. I mean, if you look at this series, I think it was 5-2, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. I think Astros 5-2 when they play head to head this year. They won. The Astros won more than the Yankees won in the head-to-head series. Let's put it that way. Wherever the numbers is, I think it's 5-2. I may be wrong.
And that was when the Yankees started their free fall.
Right.
Didn't they play 2 in a row right after the All-Star
break? I think so. I think was it in July, I want to say?
Yeah. They came back. The Yankees and Astros started that series. I think it was a doubleheader.
It was
the day after the All-Star break, if I remember correctly.
I want to say it was.
They lost both of them. And that's what kind of started that Yankee free fall from early mid-July till mid-August.
Yeah, they got great pitching. You're right, Anthony.
They do. They're a very well-constructed team. They got championship pedigree. They got clutch hitters. They got guys that when you make a mistake, they can hit the ball out of the park.
Right.
I still think it's a toss-up. I think if the Yankees are on, if Severino can be Severino from 2 years ago, and And you know, I heard them just saying Montas is a non-factor for starting. I think Michael K was saying that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm looking at it. You still got to play the games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No matter history,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
play shit. History doesn't mean a goddamn thing. You still got to go on the field and play.
You got to go on the field and play. I agree.
Thing that I can mention with that proves that point was that the New England Patriots in 2010 beat the Jets on Monday Night Football 45-3. 2 months later, the Jets went in there with Mark Sanchez as quarterback and knocked off Tom Brady and Bill Belichick at home in a Saturday night playoff game. Right. So if the Jets can go beat the Patriots, why can't the Yankees beat the Astros?
And Rex Ryan keeps mentioning that every time I see him on TV.
Of course he does. That's his that's
he's like, I beat the Patriots.
I'm a fan. That's one of my greatest moments.
I was watching last Sunday, bro, and Brewski was talking about something, and he said, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, I beat the Patriots though."
Just not many teams did, right? Not many teams went in there and beat them in Foxborough.
What up, Kofi? Jet.
What's up, Kofi?
Yeah, man, but that's the only thing I see. When you're right, you make a great point, though. They have to still play the game.
Yeah, play the game. History doesn't do it. As much as I love the Yankees, I kind of hate when they talk about like the ghosts showing up. Mm-hmm. You're on the field, you're playing. History doesn't do a fucking thing for the game being played. Now, the players who have gotten their asses kicked, that history can get into your brain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like the Jets and the Eagles. Jets have never beaten the Eagles in a regular season game.
Right.
I don't want to hear about fucking 1982 in a matchup with fucking Ron Burgundy or what was his name?
Oh God! Did you really say Burgundy with it? Jaworski.
Ron Jaworski. I'm sorry.
You would say Burgundy. I almost came out.
But who gives a shit what Ron Jaworski did in 1982? Most of these Jets players weren't even alive.
Right.
None of them were alive. So history doesn't mean shit. It's something for just media guys to dig up and have an article to write about during the week or once.
But that happens because they play so many games. You're gonna get teams like the Orioles beating the Astros, stuff like that. But on a head-to-head matchup in the playoffs, that's not gonna happen. Yep, Jaws.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
Burgundy, though. That's better.
That's the team that Herm Edwards played. He played. Didn't he play then?
He played on.
They played in Philadelphia though.
Herman Edwards is the reason they do the victory formation now.
Yeah.
As the Giants did a handoff, it bounced, hit the ground. Herm scooped it up and took it back for like a miraculous win.
Oh, yep.
All right. Tell Matt we gave him 33 minutes of mostly baseball. he's good. He's good till free agency.
But I had to at least lead with that, man. I had to lead with that.
Absolutely. And I knew you were. That's why I popped this out of the closet.
Because the funniest thing is though, and Lamar always talk about how baseball don't do a lot of promoting advertising. But I will say this: every 5 minutes, I look at my phone, I get a notification. Oh, Judge up the bat. So they did a good job with that. They played that to its T. So I'll give baseball's props on that because they had me like looking. Oh, okay, he ain't hit it. It's almost
baseball though. That's like the networks, right? That's Bleacher Report has no major league television contract. Bleacher Report has been the main one. Bleacher Report and Matt have been the two giving me the biggest updates. Like seriously. Like one day they were on like not MLB, they were on Apple TV or something, and Matt was like giving me updates of what was going on. Yeah, so kudos.
Yeah,
Matt
kudos to Matt because he posted to the Facebook page too. I look, there's Matt.
Kudos to Matt. Matt did well.
But yeah, man. So we had to talk about it, But kudos to them hyping it up. So I forgot to load the video. I'm gonna load it up real quick, and we're gonna talk about this. The fuck I put it. Give me a second. That's the messed up thing when you go live. I can't edit this part out. There it is. This video.
Gotcha.
All right, here we go. Let's talk about this. There's no sound, but you see, it's the Dolphins and the Bills after the game.
What is that woman? Is that a woman with
And
the?
one is a woman over here off to the right.
I thought with the jean shorts right in front of
No,
her
that's a dude.
with the arrow point. Yes, that one.
Yeah, that's the guy getting his butt whooped. But I wanted to bring that up because, moving on up to your side. Here's the thing. And Nick can contest to this. I'm passionate about our teams. Love it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they win, especially root for a team who doesn't win often and they win. You can become passionate about that team. But I think when you see that, and there's another video. I'm not gonna show that one, but another video of a guy that's walking through the hall. I'm not the hall, but through the stadium, and tell a Bills fan, just yell at Bills fans and going crazy. It's people like that, and fights over stuff like that destroys it for people who wants to go to the game and watch it. I think that have passion for your team is cool. I love that passion. I like going to the opposite. Let's say Ohio State, Michigan, and go to Ohio State fan. Let them root, let them scream. We lose, we just take the L and go home. It is what it is. But it should never come down to that. Well, you got a woman out there, a woman out here stumping somebody, and some man out here stumping somebody over a team you don't even play for. Come on, man.
People suck, man. That's all it comes down to. Everything in life that you bring up, I can equate back to people suck.
People suck.
Like when you put people in a large grouping, the pieces of shit are going to reveal themselves very quickly, and you see it. And people who aren't even involved just want to be a piece of shit and jump in because they don't know better.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you've seen a bunch of fights.
I'll go to English talking trash.
Well, I hate going to these things now, man. Like I've gone to the opener, and we were having some fun with some Ravens fans, but like in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't want to fucking deal with stupidity. If they lose, like if I lose, I'm walking out of there, and I saw we had a Ravens fan and a big guy, like my height, but like jacked.
Yeah,
Ravens fan, just sitting down in the lounge on a leather seat on his phone. And I go, yo, you sat like 2 rows away from me the whole game, man. I go, respect, good win to you. I'm like,
right.
I'm glad that you enjoyed your win in silence. He like started cracking up. But like that's the shit I say walking out.
Yeah.
But if we won, I'd be like, fuck you, motherfucker. No. Sit your ass down, bitch.
Right. After saying all that, the Lions win the Super Bowl, I'm shitting and pissing on everybody.
Oh. The Jets win the Super Bowl, I won't make the Super Bowl. But even the AFC, my heart is going to give out in 2 weeks. There's no way my heart lasts 2 weeks and the Jets even make it. I'll be like this before we just like fucking like having spasms. My heart will not be able to handle it.
But you think about like this from this standpoint, though, man. You bring your child to enjoy the game. Sophia is a great example because she loves football, right? So you bring your daughter to the game to enjoy the game, and then something breaks out. It might not even be with you, but just because it can spill over towards you because you in the vicinity, she gets hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm going to jail.
Well, I mean, I know that. But
I have a murder charge.
But even that, though, so now you destroyed
You got hundreds of cameras around the stadium. Look what happened to my daughter, and look at how I reacted. Temporary insanity.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy for you to act like that over a team. To me, and it puts sports in perspective to me. Yeah, you're right. It puts sports in perspective to me. It's like, come on, man. I like I said, I love cheering for my team, all of them. And I talk about sports with you all day long, all that stuff. But when it comes to like that kind of stuff, that's ridiculous. Because then what's gonna start happening? If it start happening more often, you don't get people stop coming to the game, ticket sales go down, especially in a small market. And then what if you lose your team? Because they no longer can afford to stay there because nobody's buying tickets. Nobody wants to go to the game.
Yeah.
Well, what Ann say? Do you think it should be an age limit?
Nah, you can't restrict.
Yeah, but then here's the thing: if you restrict age, I want to bring my son or if I got a small child or son, daughter wants to go to a game, and they got an age limit, you messing that up for them. So I think start them off small, see a game, kind of grow up learning the game, understanding the game, and become an adult. They can have a great appreciation because they've been around that game for a long time. Like me, I've been around, especially football, most of my life, so I can remember. Played it, watched it. I remember my dad, making pizza and the neighbors coming down Sundays and we watching the game. So those memories kind of last in your head as a child. Then going to some games. I've been to some Tiger games. I've been to the old Silverdome. I've been to games they played downtown before they all moved back downtown. So, what I'm saying? All those things kind of stayed in my head watching, the games. So I think that having that age limit wouldn't work. I'll let them fly over the Yankees. Yeah, I just think they're stupid, man. I meant like, 3 and up. I don't know, man. I don't know, Ant. I don't know.
It's tough. I mean, what's the difference, right? I've been there with newborns with the freaking head things on. Parents bring the newborn baby to a game. And they have the headsets on. 6 months old, they're sitting there like, what the fuck what are you doing, stupid? You want to have a fucking social media post of your fucking infant in a fucking game?
And that's another thing too, man. Social media makes it worse. Cause you think about like if that incident happened,
it's good because everyone's got a camera. Everyone's capturing everything.
It's good to find out, like, to get the culprits who done it.
Yeah,
but it's bad. But go ahead, finish your point. Go ahead.
How the fuck you banning people? Oh, they're banned from life from Madison Square Garden. Bullshit. No fucking $13 an hour employee working a gate is gonna recognize me if I walk up, or if I do something with a beard and I'm clean shaven and I go in. I'll just leave my fucking ID at home. You don't know who the fuck I am.
Right.
It's stupid. It's the PR
thing. You talking about
from life.
Especially banned for life, man.
You get in anytime you want.
Let's just say like 5 years down the line, you forgot about it. 2 years down the line, you forgot about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't remember that. And if I work in there, I'm like, whatever, man. Come on in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people ruin everything. No matter where you go, any walk of life, people are gonna ruin shit. It could be at church. There's been fucking fights at church.
Yeah, you're right, Matt. Here's my thing. If it's grown folks fighting grown folks, and it's like, I don't really get into it, but you messing with a kid, an old lady, that's a whole different story to me.
Say again, somebody sent me something, I opened it, and there was
no, Matt said, so Matt comment was like, what pisses him off, no one's trying to stop it. So I'm saying,
if you jump in to stop it, people think you're jumping in to help somebody, and then you get fucking caught. It's always, you know what I mean? Someone's gonna be like, yo, get your hands off my friend, but they're not gonna say shit. They're just gonna jump in and uppercut you.
Say, dude getting stumped out. Yeah, that wasn't a real stump out. I seen some stump outs. See, Miami fans suck. Miami fans suck so bad, they don't know how to stump nobody out.
I'm 43 years old now. In my 20s, I would get involved and then try to break shit up because I was much more equipped to do so. Mm-hmm. Like there was a girl getting sexually assaulted one night after a Jet Dolphin game in like a porta potty, and like I ripped the fucking door off and like threw the guy to the ground, and like another guy helped me, and we held him till like the cops showed up. Right. Now I ain't doing that shit now. Now I'm gonna be like, over here.
Put on Instagram. That's the new way. Everything going on social media. I know what you mean. Yeah, Matt.
It's
just crazy, man. It's crazy. It's ruined to me. It's ruined the whole experience of seeing the game.
Why?
It's but anyway, since we on the subject of football,
I didn't kill the app, so when I reopened that text,
since we're on the subject of football, let's talk about Myles Garrett. Here's my you want me to start? Or you gonna start? Like you got something to say?
Go ahead. I'm brief with it. I'm very brief. So go ahead, and I'll put a pretty little bow on it at the end.
I guess my thing is this, man. After you see what happened with so many players, and then you got to include Henry Ruggs in it too. Why do players keep doing the same old thing, man? And I mean, you can say, "Oh, no, it's young. They got money," stuff, but still, why are you speeding down the road in a car? Now they say no drugs or alcohol is involved, so that's
a whole lot better. Practice, right? So it was early morning shit.
Well, he had a female in the car with him, so I don't know if he was taking her to practice too, but I don't know, man. You know, he got a citation for speed and everything. Now, don't get me wrong. I drive fast. I do. You know what I'm saying? But I was also trained to drive. You know what I'm saying? And I know when to drive fast and when not to drive fast. And I ain't driving no Porsche either, but still. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's dumb, man. You know, what if he killed the person in the car? Or what if himself got killed? Now your whole career is over with. Your life is over with. Or you got serious injury. To me, you are the product. You are the commodity. You have to protect you. Because if you get hurt, you don't make no money. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing is, I think, I don't know, like I said, in each and every organization, that's something they should preach to the player. You the product. You know, if you hurt you don't make any money.
Yeah. The money line for the family's done too. The money train for the family.
Right. The money train, all that, man. So it's like, you have to be smarter, man. That's something I preach all the time. You know, I see young kids playing sports or just want to talk sports in general. You have to be smarter about what you do because it's like, okay, here's an example. When I used to work for law enforcement, right? They say once you're on the force, no matter if you on or off the clock, you're always on the clock. You know what I'm saying? Because not only because if you see something happen, you have to react to it, by law, and you represent the department with or without uniform on. So it's kind of the same thing. You know, you represent not only the team when you on or off the court, or field or whatever sport you play. So you have to be smart about what you're doing, and it's not. I'm sitting here like trying to browbeat them, but it's more like a cautionary tale. You know, be more. Shut up, Ant. You know what I'm saying? Be more cognizant of who you are and what you do. Man, I used to do some everything, Ant. So, it's written in the check. I'm gonna do it. But go ahead, Whitney. What you gonna say?
There's two types of people in this world. There's people that you can tell the stove is hot and they won't touch it, and then there's other idiots that have to touch it to believe it.
Right.
That's just very simple. Like, you shouldn't be speeding. You're a fucking
right, Matt.
You're a commodity. You're the money train for the family. Why you put your life at risk?
Right.
What if you fucking break your goddamn neck and your career's over and you're in a wheelchair and you can't walk for the rest of your life?
Right.
Or worse, like you said. So, I don't know. People are idiots. Like you said from the beginning, young, rich, fancy cars. You want to impress a lady. It's always with a lady, though, right? It's always.
Man, look, most people in jail because of money and pussy.
Listen, you don't even have to drive fast to fucking impress her. Just be like, yo, that was last week's deposit.
Right. That's it.
Bang, get to it.
While I'm driving. Fine.
Yeah. Here's $1,000. Go rent the Porsche for the day and test it out yourself. I'll be sitting here on my couch. Come back when you're done.
It might have been an argument in the car, but even an argument in the car, I never. All right. You say, "Oh, don't talk on the phone while you're driving. It's distracting." Who the hell gets in the conversation that much you don't pretend to the driver? I can talk on the phone, drive, and not be distracted. I don't know about anybody else. I talk about myself. I've done it all the times. I do it all the time. So I don't understand how you can't argue. I can argue with somebody. We talk to them. I ain't got to turn around and look at you while I'm arguing. So I don't understand that either.
Yeah.
It goes back to what I was saying. Even if it was an argument, we'll talk about this later when I get home or something. Because I got to protect me because I fool around with you and get hurt. Now I'm working. Welcome to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Or welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
Don't say it like that. You ain't fucking around with me. Like, I can fuck around with you. No, you can't. Survey says.
Well, what I say? Not to be gay, but have you seen his body in that small car? Yeah, you're big.
That's physics.
That's all. But hey, since we down this road, I mean, here's the thing: you always see stuff like that. You see big dude, small car. You know, people with bad breath always talking. People with messed up teeth always smiling. It's just like it's like what life is, man. Am I lying, though? Am I lying? That's how it always goes,
No,
bro.
I love the analogy. I'm not gonna lie.
It's always like that, bro. I went one time seen a dude in a what's that old car? Ford Fiesta. Yeah, that's what it was called. His head was on the ceiling. He driving like this. I'm like, bro, why you in that little car?
Did you ever see the Shaq and John Cena trying to get into a smart car?
I gotta look that
Oh,
one up.
you gotta look that up. They try to get into one of those little smart cars together.
Oh god, that's gotta be funny. I gotta watch that.
It's very funny. Like Cena's a big dude, but he's only like 6'3", 6'4". And then Shaq tries to get in too to drive it. It's comical.
Man, them cars was little, bro. Tiny. But I want to talk some college football. And then I'm gonna go back to NFL because we're gonna preview tonight's matchup. But a couple things I wanted to bring up if I can find my freaking notes. Oh, here it is. Quarterbacks. Out of the 5 quarterbacks, college quarterbacks, which one you think is most ready for the NFL? You got CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Tyler Van Dyke from Miami, and Will Levis from Kentucky.
I haven't done my research yet.
Well, I'll give you what I wrote down.
Yeah,
I give you what I wrote down.
I haven't done my research yet on quarterbacks. I've seen
Matt.
Ohio State play a quarter in the blowout where they scored 77. I didn't watch Alabama at all yet this year.
Okay.
And I haven't seen anything of Kentucky.
I watched
last year.
I watched all 4 of them.
But I know Will Levin is gaining momentum.
So I watched all of them play this year and last year. So and I took a few notes on them. And Ant said Stroud. I think Stroud has great pocket presence, gets the ball out quick. He has the size. He has that prototypical size for quarterback. Plus, he has the new quarterback because he can run. So, you know, like now they look for quarterbacks that can throw and run now. So he has that part ready for the NFL. I think Bryce Young is reminds me of Kyler Murray. He's short, he's small. I think
throw from the pocket.
Yeah, I'm saying I think he's a better thrower, a better athlete. I'm just saying, as far as like the height wise, I think he's a better athlete
than Murray.
Yeah, I think he's a better athlete. I don't think he's faster. I think he's a better athlete all around. I mean, we're talking about totality. You know what I'm saying? If you put them side by side, and you put all what they can do. I think Bryce Young will have a slight advantage because he can throw better and have better accuracy. Kyler may be faster. I haven't checked their numbers for our speed, so Kyler may be faster. But I think that Stroud has more better pocket presence. I guess lack of better words, and he's the best quarterback in a long time. But Alabama put out since Joe Namath. I can't think of one. I mean, I may be missing somebody. I can't think of one that was actually good in the NFL, especially not recently.
You got Hurts right now, who's doing well.
Hurts. I think
a bag of shit. So fucking
I'll wait for that to come.
Crying, getting he's going down with guys.
I don't trust Corby,
and he's day to day. Fucking.
You know what? Ant? I would say that, but and I'm usually on that bandwagon too. But I think that Bryce Young may be a decent quarterback. I can't say how good he is.
I like him.
I like him. I can't say. I mean, Tua. I think the verdict on Tua and Hurts are still out. They still developing into what they can be.
Yeah.
Tua looks like he improving, but like I said on Monday, is it the combination of having pieces around him and McDaniels coaching him? You know, yeah, it could be. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Huh? Go ahead. We're taking
on the show before about Alabama. Mm-hmm. You got to give Saban credit because since Joe Namath, they had nobody. They were run the ball, play defense. It was running back you for a bit, right? Kamara, Ingram, Henry.
Henry.
They were pumping out running backs.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like right after Henry, it was kind of like, yeah, we're now a passing school. I mean, they still got decent running backs, but you don't have their running backs anymore being finalists for the Heisman Trophy. You got their quarterbacks being finalists.
Right.
For the Heisman Trophy.
Right.
So they saw the way the college.
I agree with that, Ant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, here's what I say about. Oh, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
And Mac Jones got drafted with Josh McDaniels there. That's why you're going to see a massive fallout this year because he's got fucking Patricia, a defensive guy, calling plays. I love that the wheels are coming off in New England. I fucking love it.
Here's what I say about the other two. Tyler Van Dyke got great touch. He has the tendency to sell the ball a little bit. When he's on, he has great ball placement when he's on. It's just that he's not consistent yet. And then with Will Levis, his mechanics is a little off. He can be sloppy sometimes. He can run and break tackles. He's not a Josh Allen. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But he can run and break tackles. So
and you gotta be nowadays, right? Like even guys who, if you want to go in round one, you got to have mobility. The days of getting a Rodgers or a Breeze or a Brady are kind of done in the NFL, right?
Yeah,
even Burrow can move.
It's the evolution, man. Right.
You got to be able to move. The way the athleticism of these D linemen, you have to be able to get out and move.
Man, look at what's the big boy from? Why can't I think his name? Georgia that went to Philadelphia.
Hurts?
No, the D lineman, nose tackle.
Oh, Jordan Davis.
Yeah, look at Davis, man. As big as he is, how fast he can move. That was unheard of years ago, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you're a quarterback, you gotta move away from them guys. You can't just be sitting in the pocket. But I think with these two, the last two, with Van Dyke and Levis, they're getting around the right coach. I think they have a higher ceiling than the other two. Because you kind of see where those two are. You know what I'm saying? They will improve, but go ahead, say again.
It always depends where you go.
That's it.
That's something I reference all the time was Peyton Manning went number 1 to the Colts. They had Marshall Faulk. They had Ken Dilger. They had Marcus Pollard. They had, I think, Harrison already. Peyton came in as the final piece. They had Jeff Saturday at center. They brought Peyton in as the last piece. Ryan Leaf went to the Chargers with Natrone Means and a bag of shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that Ryan Leaf would have been a Hall of Famer, but what if Ryan Leaf went 1 and Peyton Manning went to San Diego to start? It may have been some different career, trajectories. So you never, where you go and who you go with is almost as important as who you are and what you bring.
That's true. That's true. That's true. To Ant's point, and the transition I'm gonna talk about next too, the Big Ten is evolving now. Ohio State already evolved. That's why they win so much. They understand. They recognize it already. What the new
wide receiver? Alabama and Ohio State,
right?
Pumping out elite wide receivers,
right?
Year in, year out.
They recognized it years ago where the evolution was coming. Got on that train and rolled it out, and the rest of the Big Ten is up, looking up at them. But now if you look at J.D. McCarthy in Michigan. He's a running quarterback now. You seeing that's why they having that McNair and McCarthy kind of battle because McCarthy represents the new style of play, and McNair is still like that old sit in the pocket and pass. So now it's that battle going on in Michigan. And if you look down, the other quarterbacks are starting to come into the Big Ten. But why it's really changing is because now you look at the Big Ten. And with UCLA and USC coming into the Big Ten. But here's the crazy thing. If you look at the timeline, I remember we first talked about it. We were mentioned how they may go after Oregon. No, let's back up even before that. When they first started talking about it was an alliance. We're going to have a Pac-12, Big Ten alliance. No one's picking teams. No one's picking from each conference. We're just having an alliance. But here's the thing. Because as I started doing the research and looking, the Big Ten already had a new TV deal already in place before they did that. I think it was with I want to say Fox. These are the Fox and CBS for 15 million, a billion. I mean, it was a lot. I can't remember the exact number. It was a lot. They already had that in place. So they already knew they had money coming in. So I knew I said they're gonna start picking these teams regardless. And what happens? Then you hear down the line, oh, UCLA and USC coming to the Pac-12. So then they had said, oh, we ain't gonna pick, we're not no longer interested in Oregon, we're no longer interested in Washington. But mark my words, what I tell you, they're gonna go after Washington again and Oregon down the line and go after some of them because they're gonna start looking at picking on teams because of the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fox. It is Fox, Matt.
Yeah, Big Ten's on Fox. That's been the last couple years. They used to be ABC.
Yeah.
For years,
they were ABC. But you know what's crazy about that though now? They turned down ESPN. Because ESPN wanted to get part of the deal. And now they turned down ESPN.
Fuck ESPN.
But here's the thing, I won't say, but here's why that's important though, Nick, because if they start getting into that Pac-10 market, you know, ESPN makes some of their money by showing those games late on the West Coast. So they start bringing in a lot of them Pac-10 teams. All the teams you just work watching, they won't have access to. You know, who wants to see Boise? Boise ain't good no more. Who wants to see Boise play New Mexico State? I mean, you and I talk about how we like watching those games, but I'm talking about the overall.
You're not going to put those in primetime. You're going to bury those Thursday night at 10:30 when no football's on and only the gambling addicts are watching.
So that's gonna hurt. I think that's gonna hurt ESPN even more by them turning them down.
I'm all about ESPN getting hurt. I hope they collapse. I think Amazon's going to put ESPN out of business.
Now that's what I believe. My next point: the Big Ten is looking at making a deal with Amazon.
Why would Amazon?
They looking at Amazon streaming sports is the new thing now. That's it. Everybody
has the money to get whatever they want. They will never be outbid. If they decide they are going to get it, they're going to get it.
I think the new
companies out of business, man. That's how big of a conglomerate they are.
Man, Amazon got their foot in everything.
Why not?
Everything, man. Everything.
Why not? Take it over.
But if you look at it from this standpoint, if the Big Ten gets more to Pac-10, the rest of the team's gonna fold. What you gonna do? Say like,
they're just gonna have to dump off the smaller conferences and probably bow out of the Power Five, right?
Right. So like the Mountain West,
you're gonna be out of the Power Five,
or maybe the Big 12. But the Big 12,
you have to go down to the WAC, the MAC, whatever. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. So if you look at it from that standpoint, man, I think the deal was I think I had written down. Oh, the deal they have now, every school in the Big Ten will get $75 million annually. That's what the Fox deal. It's all about TV rights, man. The TV rights I think is fueling what the Big Ten is trying to do. You know, they're trying to get into every corner of the country. You got the West Coast with California now, with the two teams out of California. If they get Oregon, now you got the Pacific Northwest. You already got Far East with Rutgers in Maryland. You got most of the Midwest kind of sold up already. All they have to do is get down south, and they ain't cover. They got most of the corners of this country. You know, SEC has most of the South, but the Big Ten will have actually more reach. Now we know the SEC is better in football, but I think they have more reach, and that which give them more buying power when they're selling their product. So I like what the Big Ten is doing. Cause here's my thing: I'm a big advocate of you can argue whether or not you like something or not, but when there's something that's there and you see that it's moving a certain way, it's inevitable. You get on that wagon. Just like I remember when Uber and Lyft first started, and cab drivers was cab drivers was like, man, oh fuck them, they can't go to the airport, and they're just fighting and arguing. I'm like, this is inevitable. This is the future. You need to find a way to adapt this into what you're doing, or you're gonna get ran over. Now, Chicago, what they did was they include their cab drivers in Lyft. So when you go to Chicago and say you got to the airport and you look for a Lyft, it's a cab driver that's picking you up, but still Lyft or Uber. So they found a way to incorporate it into it. You know, well, most of these, like here where I'm at, I hardly ever see a cab. When I see a cab, I'm like, oh yeah, they still exist. Y'all ever see it?
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
they have
saying?
their priority number one now. They ain't shit.
I mean, shoot. Years ago, I used to go to New York. You used to get a cab everywhere. I remember, I think it was 3 years ago I was in New York. 3 or 4 years ago I was in New York, and I took a Lyft. I went from Newark, New Jersey airport to Bed-Stuy. I took a Lyft. It was only $50 too, you know. So thanks, shout out to that. Versus cab would probably been 150. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
so, so my thing is like that was the future. You know what I'm saying? I saw it. So same thing with all these college players and these college. I mean not players, but the schools. They need to understand this is the future. Streaming is the future. Conference realignment is the future. And sit back crying and whining about it is not going to do anything for you. You need to find out how you can work this into your school because it's big revenue. TV money is counting on that, and you see, like, how much money these conferences are getting, man. I don't know if you heard me. I said the current deal they got with just one network, the Big Ten, each school gets $75 million annually. That's just on that one TV deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You add multiple TV deals to that, that's bringing money into your school.
Yeah.
And then you, not only that, if you're in four corners of the country, that affects your recruiting. Where players that want to come to your school, you know what I'm saying? All that. So that's something you have to consider when you're doing this. I like it, man, because I don't have a problem with it. At first, I was kind of like, I don't like it, but I see that's what it's gonna be.
They're
Ain't
all
got a
going to
problem
go
with
get
it.
their money. They don't care where they got to get it from. They're going to maximize their profits. That they have no loyalties to anything but making bank. That's all it comes down to.
That's all it comes down to,
They got
man.
no loyalty to the conference. They have no loyalty to anything. It's where can we get the most money, and it's the common game now. When our deal's up, we're going to bounce for more money.
Oh yeah, they gonna get that, cat. And trust me when I tell you, Amazon gonna get college games too. Cause all like this is what Nick just said. It's about maximizing your profits, getting that money.
And as much as CBS loves the SEC, you don't think Amazon wants to bid the world to get the SEC games?
Right.
I don't know when that deal's up, but that'll be the one that they want.
yeah.
That's the best conference. That's the most money. That's the most viewership.
Mm-hmm.
That's got a big amount of schools. It's got all the big boys in it.
Right. It's gonna have all the big games that people want to see, especially primetime games. Now, what they show mostly in primetime games, SEC games, Alabama against somebody, Georgia against somebody, Florida against somebody.
You'll get some ACC games because they want that East Coast viewership too. You'll get like a Florida State Clemson game. Or Clemson and Wake Forest, which was a great game last week. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Double overtime. Me and Nikki were watching it.
That was a good game. Shoot, the Florida and Tennessee game was a good game.
Yes.
And so now we on that. Two quarterbacks in that game. Richardson and God, why can't they Tennessee quarterback? Don't tell my tongue. The black dude. No. What's his name? Golly. But anyway, it's gonna come to me later.
Oh, for Tennessee?
But, yeah. God, what is his name?
It wasn't Wilson, was it?
No, it's not it.
I'll pull it up. Go ahead.
Pull it up. But anyway, I think both of them quarterbacks need some polish. I think they get polish on them, they'd be great quarterbacks. Because I watched that game. I watched Tennessee play before, and I watched Florida play more than I watched Tennessee play this year. And I see flashes of greatness from Richardson. And then
it's one of your favorite things, bro.
Last name Pussy?
Close. What do you call a female lady who sells off her part at nighttime?
Prostitute?
Hooker.
Oh, yeah, it's Hooker. That's the name. That's the name. That is a name, yeah. His last name is Hooker. You're right. Yep. That's what it is. I don't know how I forgot that.
Man, you really fun. You're nervous about Lamar here with you, man.
Yeah, Richardson's a sophomore. Yeah, so he has time to develop.
He missed some open throws with poor mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me. He made a couple great throws, but then he had guys. He hit one with the receiver going across and out, and he threw it, and the kid like lunged for it over his shoulder, and it was perfect placement. Then that same kid does like a 12-yard hook, and like he's got to dive forward to get the ball because he couldn't hit him in the chest, and no pressure either. So he's got to clean up some mechanical things, but he's young, he's raw. But
here's what I want to say, man.
You can see the talent, and he's about to explode on the scene. But there's a lot of work to be done with him. I
agree with that. Here's what I want to say. I want you to hear what I say, and don't take this the wrong way. Not concerned about you, Nick. I'm talking about people might hear. Now, when you see quarterbacks like this, you start from their origin. I mean, like when they start playing in, most of them come out of inner city. You know, and a lot of inner city schools, they're not, especially I'm talking about quarterbacks. They teach them more relying on your talent than the mechanics of quarterbacking. You know, and I think that does them a disservice because as they get higher up, their mechanics so jacked up, they got to almost reinvent themselves to go to the next level. And I think that a lot of times, if a lot of those schools will teach them how to quarterback, because the raw talent is there. You know what I'm saying? You always can fall back on your raw talent, but getting the skills and the mechanics down is the most important thing first. Build your foundation first. Don't put the walls and the roof up first. Build your foundation. Then you always go back to your talent. Your talent is always going to be there. It's who you are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you have to learn how to be a quarterback. I think that's what happens when you see, especially a lot of these black quarterbacks. You know, they come in with the raw talent, but they don't have the mechanics down. And then until they get to the right coach, but a lot of times they don't get to the right coach to college or the NFL. So now they have to totally change. But if they get those mechanics from jump, they'll be, when they get to college and pros, they slide right in. That's why when you see the other, and I'm just generalizing because there's people who has, that you can probably bring up this have not built that, but you see others who come in, who has those mechanics and can run, they far more advanced and ready for the NFL. And I think that's, look at a lot of those quarterbacks. I think that's what needs to be happening is teaching them mechanics. I remember going talking about Detroit when I was going to high school, they didn't kick field goals. Most black people didn't kick field goals. So you go to black schools, they're either going for 2 points, you know what I'm saying, or they're just missing the field goal outright. They didn't kick field goals. It's a lot of like going for 2 points most of the time because the foundation wasn't there. And if you had a black quarterback, well, most time because Detroit was predominantly black, so most people on the team was black anyway. They was running. There's Lamar Jackson's basically running, throwing the ball secondary. And I'm like, oh, come on, teach them how to play quarterback. But it's exciting. It's exciting in high school. Go ahead.
That's because a lot of the young black athletes who are playing quarterback now, it's a lot of read option. It's a lot of put our best athlete with the ball in his hands, not let's put the best passer.
Right.
So there are a lot of high schools who just put the best athlete at quarterback to have the ball in his hands, and they don't mind if they care if they run the quarterback 25 times a game. It's the recipe to win in high school. And then you get to college and you see a little bit of it, and they're trying to teach you, but you said it, I've said it, Lamar said it. When you're the best athlete on the field, you can always revert back to that.
Right.
Tom Brady can't revert to his athleticism. He's got to beat you with his arm. You're right. You have that Steve Young mixture that they could beat you with the pass and then fall back to the run and still dog you run.
Right.
So it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope to coach too, because you don't want to take the athleticism away from your star athlete, but you're almost doing him a disservice in the long term because you're not teaching him how to be a true passer of the ball.
Right.
So it's kind of, you're not going to tell Lamar don't run, but there's going to be games where you're like, damn, I wish we taught Lamar how to throw that route better.
Right. You right. Recently,
so far you can get.
I'm trying to answer Ant's question too. I can't think of a recent one.
Warren
I
Moon.
mean, I'll say, about to say recent.
That's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah, Warren Moon, maybe Randall Cunningham,
Dante Culpepper was
Dante Culpepper.
runner.
Yeah, but recently, no.
McNabb.
McNabb. Yeah, because
He wasn't super athletic. He wasn't the. He kind of like broke the mold, right? And ironically, him and Culpepper were the same draft.
Right.
Both drafted after Akili Smith from the Bengals, ironically.
And I think because what you
Rodney Peete wasn't the greatest quarterback, but he wasn't super athletic.
Right. Yeah, but see,
Jeff Blake, who was a Jet and then went to Cincinnati.
I forgot about him.
Pro Bowls. Jeff Blake was more of a pocket passer. I'm popping off names like I was prepared for this question.
But I'm saying, but you ain't think nothing recently. And part of that's because of what you guys said, because we go into that RPO and all that kind of stuff. So most people are looking at that. But I think that one thing about football, you still gonna need to be able to throw the ball eventually. And I think that not teaching them the mechanics does them a disservice at the NFL level. Even at the college level to a degree, but mostly NFL level. Because one thing, too, you got to look at when you're at a certain age and that speed's going, what you going to fall back on?
Yeah.
You still have a certain degree of athleticism, but you won't have that speed.
Vic post-jail, when Andy Reid got a hold of him, he became a very good passer in the pocket.
Jameis, I don't know about Jameis Winston. You know what?
He's not athletic. He might not be the greatest pocket passer.
Jameis Winston look awkward to me, man. I don't know what it is.
I don't know how he got drafted #1 overall with the.
I ain't like him at Bridgewater.
His interviews and his craziness and his mindset. Like I don't know how he.
He's a kooky kind of guy, man.
Very. It's like he's like a Dave Chappelle show character.
Right. It's something about him, man. I don't know. Maybe it's the kookiness, man. It's like when I watch him throw the ball, it just looks so awkward.
He throws like he talks in interviews.
Right. I mean, I don't think he's a horrible quarterback. He's not consistent. That's part of his problem.
Yeah.
He have games you'd be like, oh my God, Saints may be able to win the South, and then games like, oh my God, the Saints may be able to beat nobody. And I think I don't think he's the quarterback of the future. And they're gonna need to look to draft a quarterback because they got pieces, man. I like the receivers they got. I like I.O.W. Of course, the running back defense still pretty decent.
You got I.O.W., Thomas, and Landry.
Yeah.
And Kamara was out for a little bit. I don't know if he's back yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but they got pieces, man. Man, we ain't gonna say Geno Smith. I'm not even gonna mention Geno Smith. He said, but I don't know, man. I think he can't do about it this year, but they need to be looking to draft a quarterback, bro. Really?
Seattle?
No, I'm talking about the Saints. Well, yeah, Seattle too, but I was talking about the Saints.
Yeah.
Because to me, the right quarterback, they can go far.
Oh, yeah.
They're in the conversation of being contenders because of the pieces they have. I mean, I.O.W. is shining with bad quarterback play. Imagine you had good quarterback play. Speaking of that, same with Pittsburgh. I mean, I think the kid will be all right. I think they have a good replacement. He just probably needs to get more, experience under his belt. Steve McNair. Steve McNair, that's a pocket quarterback. Run second. Yeah, I like Steve McNair. He's a few yards away from winning.
I'm gonna say it because we do say some outlandish shit on the show.
Oh, here we go.
Somebody in one of the fantasy football leagues I'm in has the wildest fantasy football team name I've ever heard before. For years, mine was "Show Me Your TDs." His name is McNair's Shotgun Offense. For those that don't know, Steve McNair was killed by a shotgun.
Right.
Oh, I saw that team, the Eagles. I've had that for 15 years. I'm like, oh my God. I can't believe I've never seen that anywhere else.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
All you can say is,
I'm not saying I do it, but I understand.
right. Oh, man.
Bro, we gotta get to these games, man. And I mean, if we're going overtime, are you going to that other? You got that other show after this?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get to this game.
All right, yeah, let's get into it.
Go ahead and kick it off. You got to pull it up.
I got it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what she said. Tonight we got the Dolphins at the Bengals. This to me screams letdown game for Miami.
Yeah,
you're coming off that high against Buffalo. You're looking past Cincinnati. Out of your Fox sauce. Sorry. Yeah, so no, I had an alert from the Sleeper app.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm not buying Miami. And it's not because they're a divisional opponent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have faith in Tua. I do like the coach. I will admit. I love the coach. I love that he's a super dork. I love that he just is a guy who looks like he
just him.
You can't ask him, did you see Breaking Bad? He's like, Breaking Bad? What is that? I'm trying to break down a defense. Like, what do you like anything you say to him, he's going to revert right back to the X's and O's of football.
Right.
Which I love, right?
Right.
He's a brainiac. He's a nerd. He's a super dork. And I like that aspect of him. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is just a bad matchup. You had the threat of the hurricane down there this week. You traveled early. You were claiming that people from Cincinnati were watching your practice yesterday. So every play you ran on defense had 12 people out there. So you don't know.
Oh, wow. 90 plays?
They had 12 players on every defensive rep to fuck with them if they were being watched. He was like, let's put an extra guy out there. That's brainiac shit, right?
Right, right.
That's just, to me, is next level. Let's fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are taping us, we're going to put a 12th guy. And now in the game, you don't know which guy was eliminated.
Right.
So it's brilliant. I like it.
I like it too.
Bengals are -4. I would take Miami getting it just because I think Bengals might only win by a field goal. There's an interview with Tua, and Tua said that Tyreek Hill called out Eli Apple, said, we got some unfinished business. Try to cover me one-on-one, bitch. I own you. They asked Tua about it. Tua's like, wait a minute. You think if I got Tyreek lined up one-on-one with Apple, I'm not going to feed him the ball? He goes, he's going to get the ball. I'm going to try to get him the ball every time. So they're dogging Eli Apple already. And the game didn't even start. So I think Cincinnati wins. I don't think they cover the 4.
Okay.
But this game could be a massive, massive shootout. This could be a 38-35 game.
Right.
Or it could be mid-level game scoring-wise. What do you think?
Yeah, Apple's going to get smoked. That's what Anthony said.
Yeah.
Here's what I say, man.
You're going to smoke more. He's going to get smoked more than you and Lamar do in a month combined. Oh, I thought that was Matt. I'm sorry. Anthony, you spoke too. I'll add you to it.
I've been watching Tua because, I've been critical about Tua. So I watched most. I'm going to admit most of his highlights. But a few, he made some decent throws, man. Like that throw he threw to Waddle, between the two defenders, beautiful throw. To the guy that called it from the Packers squad, I can't think of his name. It's a crazy name too. Anyway, he threw a nice pass to him, so he made some. He seemed like he's improving on his throws, but they're not really asking him to throw difficult throws. You know what I'm saying?
Breaking news: you smoke a lot.
So, saying all that, you would think if he continued on that trajectory, he should win a lot of games. Defense on Miami is pretty good.
You want to hear a crazy stat?
Go ahead.
Justin Herbert has never had a winning record as an NFL quarterback.
Wow.
Tua has never had a losing record.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Tua has never had a game where he stepped on as a starter where his win-loss record is under 500. Herbert's never started a game with a winning record as a quarterback.
That's crazy.
Last
And
year they were 8-8. They lost the last game, I think, to go 8-9.
right. And Herbert gets a lot more praise than Tua does.
Yeah.
Then you look at with the defense that Miami have, they should be able to get after Cincinnati, especially with that line, and as many times as Burrow has been sacked. Now, on the other side of the ball, if you can get Mixon going, running the play action, that opens up the play action out of the backfield. He can come out of the backfield and catch. Play action should work down the field. You hit Chase, that should be wide open. I still think Miami beats them, man. And
It's not a bad
but I wouldn't be surprised.
I would lean more towards Miami if it was a full week off.
Right.
Playing in that heat on Sunday against Buffalo, coming off that win, having the Jets next week. It's a division game. It's that typical trap game that you talk about in the NFL, right?
Right. And this does scream trap game. It does loud. I don't know, man. Because Cincinnati, even though they made they started look like they might have some things clicking with their last win and everything, they still didn't look great. And that's the only thing that's kind of making me hesitant about picking them. They didn't look great. Like you see people putting it together, you can see it and it looks nice and smooth. It still doesn't look nice and smooth in Cincinnati. It still looked like it was a fight to get to that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I still haven't bought that they got it clicking yet. That's the only why I think Miami should win this game. But like you said, with that short time, that's the only thing that might give them advantage. Playing on Sunday, now I got to come around playing on Thursday, and it's hot as hell in Miami.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna go with Miami in this game.
Okay.
What you got the rest of the games pulled up for this week?
Yeah. Next we got Vikings -3 at the Saints.
Yeah, I'm picking the Vikings on this one. Jameson haven't looked good, man. Now here's what I say. I will say this. If Kamara, I don't know if Kamara's playing too. I need to know that. But the Vikings didn't beat Detroit. Detroit gave them that game. The Vikings didn't look good. And I think the Saints has a better defense.
They locked down Jefferson the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He had a huge week 1 and then
Akuda did pretty well with Jefferson. Cincinnati gets the W. Lamar said Cincinnati gets the W. Akuda looks good. He looked good against Jefferson. And I think with the Saints having a better defense, I think the game would be close. Kamara will play.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
It figures this bitch got a pink icon.
I knew you were going to say that. When you said I got to say something real quick, I said you're going to say about this icon.
Here we are. Matt's got a picture of a tattoo. Anthony's got the Washington logo?
Yep, that's the Washington logo.
Okay. All right. And
then
here we got Pinky Tuscadero from Greece over here.
He said Pinky Tuscadero. Yeah, so
he broke his back. It's final.
I think it'll be close, man.
Putting up all Lamar's comments so everybody else can see the flamboyance of this sissy man.
I think they'll be close, but I think the fact that Jameson is the X factor in this game, that the Vikings probably win it.
I'm taking the Saints.
You taking the Saints?
Just because it's in New Orleans. I think if it was in Minnesota, I'd take them. I just think two dome teams, I think who are kind of equal, in my opinion. I think that they sorry. No, well, if we having more pink than my icon. Yeah, I get all that pink, homie. Thank you. Tried to insult me, ended up being a compliment. Who you taking, Lamar? Throw your pick out, Lamar. Who you got? Saints or Vikings? They're playing in England?
Yes, right. They are playing in London. That's right. They're playing in London.
Oh, that's right. It's a nice
London game.
I didn't have that in the.
I forgot about that.
I didn't have that in the.
Ooh.
Oh, when you click on the game at the. All right, I'm going to change mine then in our pick 'em, and I'm going to go Minnesota then because the Saints do not have the home field. Even though it is a home game for them, it's over there. I might get pink eye. Vikings. Jameis has turned back the crab legs.
Yeah, man. That's I say
He's
he's the
crab
X
legs
factor.
in the boiling water now. He's not even.
That's
You
the
scare little
thing,
boys.
man. If they had a better quarterback, man, I'm gonna go Saints all the way.
Yeah, I think
Minnesota
they got a better
don't
team.
look good. That's the
And
thing.
Cousins
Minnesota,
usually doesn't play multiple bad games in a row, right? Like he'll
right.
lay an egg on primetime,
Mm-hmm.
but he'll come back and throw for 285, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Like
you'd be like, who is this
early
guy?
in the game.
What's the next
All right.
game?
Next, we got the Bears at the Giants. Giants are giving 2.5. What I think is an even.
Man, Giants let me down, man, against Dallas.
They didn't let me down. I did pick the Giants because I was rooting for them.
Uh-huh.
But don't forget, that opening week, Tannehill threw 3 passes in like 17 seconds to get them in field goal range, and Bullock shanked one. So the Giants are a missed field goal away from being 1-2, or a made field goal away from being 1-2. They're still young. They're still.
Yeah, I agree with you, Lamar.
The Bears have not looked very good, but let's be real, the Giants haven't looked very good either, even in their victories. Like Carolina is a shit team, and they beat them by a field goal. They squeaked out a win there. They beat Tennessee by 2, who lined up for the field goal.
Yeah, but they back up. That backup running back they got. Yeah, man, he big and strong.
Yeah, I like.
So I still like him with the Viking. Yeah, the O-line still
I'm gonna
trash.
take the Giants just because I don't think Fields can throw the ball yet.
I'm kind of leaning towards the Giants. The Giants, I mean, Chicago's defense still pretty decent, and I think they might get after Daniel. I'm gonna take the Bears.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the Bears. Never mind, Giants have no receivers.
They don't. Shepard went.
Bruh, did you see they had Galladay was on the sideline? So I'm like, you paying this guy all this money, and he's sitting on the sideline. Like they're driving down the field. Go ahead.
There's rumors that they don't want to play him because they don't want him to get injured anymore. They want to trade his ass. They want to get rid of him and Tony.
You're not getting rid of Galladay, man.
They're trying to.
It's like
he did eat some money on it.
Here's the thing, though. It's like
I took the Giants, Matt. Fuck you.
It's not personal, man.
I would take the Bears because be ready to learn this name, Khalil Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
Dude had 27 carries for like 157 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. I got him on my bench in 3 freaking leagues, and he dropped like a 30-pointer last week. You are gonna find out Sunday who this is. He's gonna be very impactful.
Who he play for?
The Bears. He's Montgomery's backup.
Oh, okay. Here's my thing about Galladay, though. You in that catch-22. If you don't play him enough, then you don't have enough resume for people to see. Oh, I'll take a chance on this guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And then
I heard that the Giants want to have him go hang out with Plaxico so he can shoot himself in the leg.
Guys won't give it a doubt. Nobody wants. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, man. They have a hard time moving them.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta create a little criminal contract. Put a bunch of pit bulls in his backyard. Do something.
Hey man, he's fighting dogs.
Don't feed the dogs for a week and put him in his yard. You gotta do something, man.
Yeah, man, that was a bad move for the Giants, man.
18-wheeler with a bunch of illegals in the driveway. Like, yo, he's human trafficking.
Now I will say this about the Giants. They're a couple players and a quarterback away from being a great team.
Yeah, they're building it.
They had some nice moves in the offseason. I like some of the acquisitions. I still don't trust Daniel Dimes. And they need some receivers. They get a couple of good playmakers on receivers and get a quarterback. They compete with Philadelphia for the East. What's the next game?
Next we got we did that one. I'm gonna save this game because it's a big one. We'll save that.
Okay.
One.
Okay, go ahead. What's next?
We're gonna hit a quick one here. Browns at the Falcons. Browns are -1. I,
I'm going Cleveland.
I really like what Cleveland is going to
Chubb
be scary
is,
as fuck when Watson
man.
gets back. There's no other way to describe it.
Bro, if you
when
don't,
Watson
go ahead.
gets back, if they are, he comes back for game 12. If they're 7-4, maybe 8-3, and you add Deshaun Watson, you're adding another serious contender to the AFC.
Right.
So, yeah,
Tony is hurt.
I'm all about Cleveland in this game. I don't think it's close. I don't think Atlanta can really do much with them.
I don't either, man. I mean, if you look at it like this, they don't really have a quarterback, bro.
But
And
24,
12. They're still winning because Chubb is running like a beast, man.
Sprinkle was serviceable.
Yeah.
He went 22 or 27 against the Jets. He didn't lose that game. The game. If Chubb goes down, that's what she said. If the Chubb goes down, then the Jets lose that game.
Once he goes down on the Chubb.
Cleveland team. You know, Cleveland's 3-0 if Chubb doesn't score that touchdown.
Right. Yes, I'm going with the Browns on that one.
Okay. Next we got a banged up Chargers team who lost Rashawn Slater, like a rookie all-pro type of player for the season. Bosa's having a core surgery. Herbert's banged up. This is the Nick Shine curse. I picked them.
You gotta bring them back still, though.
I picked them to run the AFC. Keenan Allen's been hurt. Slater, Bosa, Herbert. Jesus. Literally 4 of your top players are all out. Eckler hasn't gotten going yet because I fucking drafted him number 3 overall. Like the Nick Shine curse is just hovering over Los Angeles. That loss ain't not tough, dude. Oh, agree. I'm just saying the mathematical side of it. If he doesn't score that touchdown with a minute 55, the Jets don't get the ball back. They have 0 chance of winning.
How he hurt from the bench. Talking about Ant's comment. He said,
well, no, he's had Connor Hughes, who was a Jet beat writer, but now works for SNY, the Mets Jets channel in New York here. He now covers both the teams. And he's like, I've been at like 20-something Giants practices since August 1st. Tony's practiced in one of them.
Oh, really?
This was a week ago he tweeted that. I don't know since, but this was leading up last week leading up to the Cowboy game. He's like, I don't expect – you can't have a game plan for this guy to be impactful because he's practiced once that I've seen. So also playing the years. I saw this preseason game. Watson was rusty in the show. Yeah, he's going to be rusty. But
here's the thing, though. We'll go ahead and
come back 7-4, 8-3. You got 6-7 games to get the rust off before the playoffs.
And he doesn't, even though he's out.
When Deshaun is on, Deshaun is one of the nastiest QBs in the NFL.
Here's the thing. Even though he's out for 11 games, I forgot the amount, but a certain amount of games, once they pass, he can't practice. He just can't play.
He's allowed to practice. I forgot 3 weeks before he's allowed back.
Is it 3 weeks? Okay, so you got 3 weeks to get him back into
but still, you're not bringing him out on Tuesday and playing him Sunday. He's gonna have
you still get some time to get him back in NFL shape. Yeah. So I think you still
the guy who the last game he played went head to head with Mahomes and was up 24-0 or something, right? That was the year he had that big lead. With Houston in the playoff game, and then they blew it. So this is a dude who, when he plays and he's on his game, he's a top 5 quarterback.
And all you got to do is be better.
You take off the field shit away. I take him over Herbert and Burrow, and you two both know how much I love Herbert and Burrow. If you give me the promise that Deshaun will play for the next 10 years, he's behind Josh Allen and Mahomes for me. That's it. That's how much I like Deshaun Watson as a quarterback.
Right. I like him as a quarterback and off the field. Get them women, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I love the happy ending initiative.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man.
I'm not gonna knock
I agree with that.
And man myself.
Hey.
But Chargers and Texans. Chargers are 1-2. They're banged up. They're at the Texans. Chargers are laying 5.
I'm taking Texans.
I'm taking San Diego. I still.
Here's the thing. It looked like his ribs were still bothering when I was watching him play, Herbert. And I think Texans defense is pretty decent. I mean, it's not top tier, but I think
It's coming. Right? It's coming. They're there. They're starting to really
right.
improve. And don't forget, man, due to this Watson trade, they got 2 first-round picks 3 straight years. This year they took Stingley in the guard, Derek Green.
Right.
Next year, you go get a marquee receiver, you get a marquee pass rusher. Well, you know, you go fill this team out the next 3 years, and you are going to look at a force if they hit everything.
All right, let me ask you something, Lamar. If this is Aaron Rodgers, if this is Patrick Mahomes, would you play him or sit him if God, why can't I think his name? Oh man, Chad Henne was winning or got you to 8-4 or whatever? Would you and your quarterback coming back? Would you sit him?
You don't sit a talent like that.
So I'm saying
you can win 7 or 8 games with Jacoby Brissett. You could be undefeated with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, then look at like Matt said. You trust him during playoff time?
Roster in the NFL minus the quarterback position. Now you're adding a top 5 quarterback to that. You let him get the rust off so that it's all cylinders are clicking come the playoffs.
Right. So I think it's the same thing. I mean, I'm not saying he's Mahomes or whatever, but he's a great talent. He's up there. And if you wouldn't sit Mahomes, why would you sit Watson?
You play him.
You play him. You got to.
You don't give up 3
first round. And I agree with what Matt said. Do you trust Brissett in a playoffs?
No. You play the guy that you gave up 3 first-round picks for, and you guaranteed a full 230 or 40 million. There's no debate. There's no debate. You're winning these games with Jacoby Brissett being a Phil Simms, Jeff Hostetler.
Right. Oh wow. Jeff Hostetler.
Well, that's what Hostetler was, right?
Yeah.
Hostetler handed the ball off. They run game, defense, high efficiency passer.
Right.
You weren't winning games because of Jeff Hostetler. Jeff Hostetler was a Trent Dilfer. He was a game manager,
right?
Who got a Super Bowl, right? You do not. With the minute Deshaun Watson is good to go, this is Deshaun Watson's team. You're not going to piss off the guy that you gave up all this to get.
And you only have a say in this. You talk about Wentz.
There's no way.
You talk about Wentz. I would sit Wentz now.
Yeah.
You talk about Wentz, man. You don't even have a say in this. Go ahead. What's the next game?
Next game we got Washington at Dallas. I'm rooting for Washington, but Dallas's defense is impressive right now. And we know Wentz, when he's forced, will make mistakes. And he will. And this is not a dig at Matt. This is just a shot at Daniel Jones. Why the fuck did you have to throw that stupid pass to let Diggs get an interception? The fucking guy was nowhere near the guy you're supposed to cover, and your throw was so fucking bad. I had Dallas fans talking about Diggs is that dude. He's still an elite corner. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. Diggs remind me of Amani Amore on the Lions. Same player. Okay. Optimistic player. But just like he was playing against the Vikings, he got all the dang on penalties because he's not a great corner. Last year he got all those picks because he was like Diggs, having to be in the right place at the right time. A lot of those picks were tips. Same thing with Diggs. Same player. Defense is impressive. Yeah.
Get a pillow and a blanket for Mahomes to sit on the bench. Bullshit. Because if you're winning the games the way the Browns are winning the games, being carried by Nick Chubb, you could not wait to add an elite quarterback to that run game. Fucking bullshit lie.
It's the pink. It's the pink. So.
Yeah, he's talking like he on the rag too. He don't know what. I'm gonna root. I'm not gonna root. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys and hope that my jinx hits because I haven't been very good with picking games so far this season. It's a crazy season to start.
I'm gonna say. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Just because I think I can jinx them with picking them.
I'm gonna say this. Dallas playing with Rush playing as quarterback. Now defense look good. I'll give them that. Especially Parsons out there. Parsons is a beast. They can line him up and down that line and drop him back in coverage. He's a great athlete, great great athlete. And Lawrence coming along, you know, he got a few sacks in there too. I like the defense. I'm not a big fan of Carson Wentz, but I think Dallas do what Dallas normally do. And I think two wins in a row is too much for Dallas to handle. It's Washington time. I'm going Washington.
Okay. I hope Washington wins. Hey, Anthony, you're going to know this more than any of us. What's the word on Chase Young? They have a timetable for him yet? Is he on the PUP list? Is he out 4 games? Or what's the word, man? Let me know. Where are we?
You just did the Dallas and Washington game.
We got Jacksonville, a very intriguing interconference game. Mm-hmm. We have Jacksonville going to Philly. Philly's giving 6.5.
Ooh, that defense on Jacksonville look good, man. Trevor Lawrence look like he's coming along. I like the receivers they got. That run game is pretty good.
Jacksonville could have a 2-game division lead after this week. They could be up 2.5 games after this week. A month.
I know, man. Scary, isn't it?
I like them, man. I
mean, but you know, they got good court. They got good quarterback. I mean, good coach. You know, I like they got good pieces in there.
That contract, but Kirk is fucking playing elite right now.
Right.
Under the radar elite.
Well, I still gotta go with Philly, man. I think Philly's the dark horse, you know, far as Super Bowl.
And we know how much you love dark horse. Oh, you said horse. I'm sorry.
Dark horse, it don't matter. Dark light.
Horse, my bad.
I like them dark light, it don't matter.
I'm gonna try so much. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta clear this up so we don't get canceled.
What woman, sir? This here is a hoe. What woman, sir? This here is a hoe.
But
hold on. We don't want to get canceled on the show.
You should have put us two on together.
Yeah, I'm surprised we made it 2 hours.
You didn't fucked up now.
Where are we here? Did you make your pick?
I go with Philly, man. I like the defense of Philly.
I'm taking Philly too because it's home.
I think Hurts is playing well enough to manage the game. I mean, he still needs to stay in that pocket a little longer and look for his reads downfield because I think there's a lot of open receivers. But I think he's playing well enough to win. And although Jacksonville, I like they defense, I don't think they match well against Philly.
I mean, Devontae Smith exploded last week.
He did, man.
So now you're going to slide your coverage, and now what happens? Complimentary play. A.J. Brown will go off. So it's
So hold on a second. So you saying that Jacksonville's a good team, man?
Yeah.
He said I don't trust Philly. They haven't played a good team yet. So
they haven't played Jacksonville yet, right?
Right. I'm saying though, so you gotta say
they could get exposed.
They could. We'll see.
I'm very curious to follow that game. I think that game could be 40-17 Eagles. I think it could be 35-24 Jacksonville. Like I'm very intrigued to see the measuring stick of both of these teams against.
Let me ask you this though. So if Jacksonville utterly destroys Philly, are they the real deal?
I think they're the real deal as long as they don't get blown out 40-3.
Okay.
I think Jacksonville is the favorite to win that division right now because Tennessee looks like dog shit.
Yeah, they look horrible, man.
Indy, without Leonard, that defense does not look the same. I know they got past the Chiefs last week. I didn't watch it, but
I watched the game.
But it was a low-scoring game, so it's not like their offense is clicking yet.
Right.
It's still too early to tell. Like teams can start off 3-1 and end up 5-12. So
true.
Yeah, or vice versa. You could start off 1-3 and end up 12-5. Mm-hmm. So my brain is finally getting used to do the 17 game math. All right, next we got speaking of devil, we got the Titans at the Colts.
Ooh, that's an intriguing game right there too.
The Colts with the aesthetically pleasing 1-1-1 record. Usually you see like 6-7-1. You don't see 1-1. I'm going Colts. I won't even talk about the game. I'm just going Colts.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lean towards the Colts too. Although this might be a game Tennessee turnaround, but I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Until they do it, I'm gonna probably be picking against them.
All right, go ahead. What's the next one?
All right, we got to move quick through a few of these so we can get
All
on to our games.
Okay.
Cardinals at the Panthers. Even though I don't like the
Cardinals.
cross country trip, agreed. I'm taking Cardinals as well. Broncos at the Raiders. Raiders 0-3.
Ooh.
Broncos a very unimpressive 2-1.
I'm going Raiders.
Broncos could be. The Broncos are 4 points, I think, away from being 0-3 as well.
Yeah, I'm going Raiders.
I'm taking the Raiders because
it's a game they turn it around.
Yeah. And I do not like Russell Wilson. You weren't on the show. Lamar and I did a quarterback ranking, and I had Lamar out of the Russell Wilson out of the top 10. And
one of the black guys.
Well, yeah. Russell, I did it again. Russell Wilson reminds me.
They all look alike.
Earth Girls Are Easy. Do you remember the movie Earth Girls Are Easy? Like Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans, and then they had like the guy with like who was like I got to get the picture and just send it to you.
Yeah, go ahead. I remember the movie, but I remember the title, but I don't remember the movie. I say that.
I think he was like a mix race, but has like the Russell Wilson hair and like that skin tone where it almost looks like he doesn't fit it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what Russel Wilson is to me. Like that's the
they beat KC. We know they beat KC, man.
Let me see. Yeah. Next, which sucks to have this game on national television.
Yeah, you're right. And who's that?
We have the Patriots at the Packers. I think the Packers -9 is being generous. I think the Packers -9 is being generous. Like I would
Packers will win that one. I mean, Patriots don't even have a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going Packers.
Agreed. Sunday night in Tampa. They're keeping the game there.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to everyone in Florida.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, a buddy of mine, my best friend, moved down to Spring Hill. It's about a 40-minute ride north of Tampa. It's on the Gulf Coast. And the eye came, like if this is him here, the eye came right underneath and went into like the center of the state instead of up the coast into him.
Oh, wow.
Well, they're all good. They got power. They got everything. He's like, we had some crazy wind, about 65 miles an hour and heavy rain.
Yeah, we got a low wind here now.
I'm sure. I'm supposed to work Saturday outside all day, and the shit's supposed to hit here Saturday. So I'm curious to see how that is. Monday night, we'll do Monday. Let's go back up. I know I skipped a couple games. We'll hit your game. Oh, we'll do this game first.
All right.
Bills -3 at the Ravens.
Oh wait, did we pick the Tampa game?
Nope.
We ain't playing again.
Chiefs.
I'm going Chiefs.
We're doing the Chiefs at the Ravens. Chiefs at Bucks. I'm sorry. Chiefs at Bucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs.
I am too, because Tom Brady being 2-1 is the biggest farce I've ever fucking seen. They can't score. They can't move the ball.
No.
They've
only
had
bright spot's been the defense.
Their schedule.
They got some injuries.
Yeah, and I just think that the Chiefs do very well in primetime. As much as I would like to laugh at Lamar, I hate Tom Brady more than I hate Lamar. So I'm going to root for Lamar this Sunday. That's the best way I can explain this game. Go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, Tom Brady didn't look good either. They got a lot of injuries. Godwin, Julio Jones is hurt. I think they got injury to the offensive line too.
Evans is back after the suspension.
Right. Yeah, I just don't have faith that they got enough firepower. And that's not to say, not saying either that the Chiefs defense has improved. They're gonna get after Brady.
What if I told you the Jets have more than twice the offensive touchdowns than Tom Brady does?
I don't think you live in a bizarre
world. Beat the Cowboys week 1, 1 touchdown, 4 field goals. They won 19-3. They beat the Saints in week 2. 2 field goals, 1 defensive touchdown, 1 offensive touchdown for 20 points. They lost to the Packers 14-12. I don't think they scored any offensive touchdowns. Oh, they did 1. So they got 3 touchdowns in 3 games offensively. The Jets have 6.
Wow.
Fuck Tom Brady, man. It's over. It's over.
Yeah.
He's gonna fake an injury to get out of a bad year. Watch. Bitch ass punk.
Go ahead. Next
All right.
day.
If I'm wrong, tell me. Yeah.
No, I mean I agree with you. I
won't say it again. All right, now we go to your game. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Bills at Ravens.
Oh, Bills.
I'm jumping around on the list to save the games that we want to talk about most for the end, but we're running out of time right now.
Bills, man. I think first of all, Josh Allen is upset the way they lost to the Dolphins. You know, and I think that right there is gonna fuel him enough. And then that secondary, look what they allowed Miami to come back on them, man. You know what I'm saying? That was defense. That was all defense. So I think Allen is. I think we can agree that Allen's a better passer than Tua.
Yeah, I'm a better passer than Tua.
So I think if they can, if Tua can eat up their defense like that, and Diggs is gonna have a field day. So I'm picking Bills.
The way to beat my Buffalo is get the ball downfield, especially with that secondary. They play zone a lot, but now when you're supplementing rookies and inexperienced guys into a zone, you're kind of helping them because you're not putting them on an island man to man, right?
Right.
So when you play the zone, you rely on your pass rush to get there more. You got athletic linebackers who can drop back, cover over the middle, and the way to beat them is high and out on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Or you run 2 at a safety. One goes to the outside, one goes up the middle. But you're not protecting them long enough. I know Dobbins is supposed to be back in play. That's the rumors, at least. We'll find out tomorrow.
Right.
But yeah, I think the Bills, and I don't think it's close. I'm not sold on the Ravens. Next we got your guys, Seahawks at the Lions.
Both are I'm gonna go Lions, and even though they got a lot of injuries. Injuries to the O-line. Big V is out. I don't know if Jonah Jackson's playing. You know, if he plays, that's better for him. But Jonah Jackson was out last game. Swift was not playing. St. Brown's not playing. Somebody else is out. So they got a lot of injuries. Okuda should play, though he got banged up. I like the way Okuda has been. He shut down Devontae Smith. He just shut down Justin Jefferson. And he pretty much shut down I forgot who he was covering when they played Washington. But he did pretty good. You know what I'm saying? The only downside is they're not stopping the run. If Jared Goff can get the ball in his hand and keep hitting people downfield, they still got enough good receivers where they can strike down the field. I think Jamal Williams is good enough to get the run game going. And I wish they'd start Justin. I want to say Justin Jefferson. What's the other running back they got from the Chargers? Yeah, I think it's Williams.
On the Lions?
Yeah, they got from the Chargers.
No, he's from the Packers. Jamal
Williams. No. I don't know how about Jamal Williams. The one they got a running back from Justin from the Chargers. They got somebody from the Chargers. I think he's more of a Swift-like running back. You know, he's got speed. He can catch out the backfield. So I think they should start him and then and still run him with Williams. And then Reynolds has a third backup like they've been doing. But I still believe that Seattle has the advantage on the receivers.
Reynolds? Reynolds?
Not Craig Reynolds. It's Justin's somebody. For some reason, his last name is escaping me. They got from the Chargers. Craig Reynolds they drafted. He's a unrestricted free agent. No, I mean, how would you call him? Anyway.
Oh, he hasn't gotten a carry the last 2 games.
Yeah, he has. He's playing kickoff return. Got him on special teams. So I think that
he hasn't gotten a carry yet this year.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not playing him. No, I don't think so. And I don't think she played. Here's my thing: in that Vikings game, if Swift was running, they'd have got first down and won the game. Jamal Williams is a good bruiser back. You know, he's gonna beat you up through the line, but he don't have that quickness like Justin do. He don't have that quickness like Swift does. So I think because he has that quickness, you need that. out the backfield. Jamal Williams is a good break up that monotony, come in, especially on goal line plays. He's gonna bruise you through the line, going through to the tackles and stuff like that. But if that pass rush can get after Geno Smith and contain him from running past them, they'll have a field day. So I'm picking the Lions.
Yeah, I think this could be the biggest blowout of the week. I think the Lions are going to just wreck them. Seahawks are shit. Geno's bad. And I think just the Lions will get right this game. They'll figure it out. And they'll have a big game.
I don't care about wins or losses. I care about fantasy football.
Spoken like a true Redskins fan. We did that game.
It's the Jets game now, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why it's up top because on Bleacher Report. Jets at Steelers. Steelers -3. Both teams 1 and 2. Go ahead. I'll let you go and I'll finish it up.
I like Wilson back too, right? Wilson playing the game.
Yeah.
I got this guy at my job. He's a Jets fan too.
Setbacks, but
yeah. This guy at my job. He's a Jets fan. He look, man, Wilson coming back. I like the Jets because Steelers don't have TJ Watt still. I'm not sold on
Fitzpatrick. Minka might be out too.
They don't have him out. Oh yes, then that really works in Jets' favor. And I'm not sold on Trubisky, man. I mean, Trubisky has too many ups and downs, and I think that the Jets' defense they have now can take advantage of some of his mistakes. And if they just play like Flacco's been playing, Wilson had to come in and just torch the place. He play like Falco's. I keep saying Falco. Like Flacco's been playing, they'll win this game easily. They got enough playmakers on offense. I like Breece Hall. I like their running game. Period. They establish that first, and I get that play action working. Hit your receivers down the field. You got Sauce Gardner back there on defense. I say I predict Sauce Gardner have a good game, a great game.
Sauce and DJ Reed have been the best tandem in the NFL for cornerbacks the first 3 games. When DJ Reed is targeted, he's giving up a 2.8 passer rating. That's the second best in the league. The third guy is like 35. That's how far ahead DJ Reed, and I think there's another guy who I'm unfamiliar with as number 1 at 0 rating. I would be shit scared if Flacco is playing this game because the way the Steelers blitz, Flacco is sitting duck. I don't care if he has experience against them. The guy hasn't been able to move. Zach with the play action, with the bootleg, with the athleticism to get out of the pocket, to extend plays, to allow receivers to get downfield where you can exploit Pittsburgh and their secondary. I think we win a close game. Like I really do. I think that this team is just waiting for a spark. They got a miracle against Cleveland, but I just think Zach is ready to go. And I think they waited for this game knowing that they don't need to put up a lot of points to beat them. And I love our D-line. And I think that we'll be able to cover the Steelers enough and confuse them enough where Trubisky is a sitting duck and we're going to tee off on him. I really do, man. We need this.
I mean, I know it's preseason, but I seen what the Lions did to Trubisky in the preseason. I know the Jets secondary is better than the Lions secondary, so I think that.
Yes, to your question, yes, man, because they held them out after time. The hell was that?
Well, that was my microphone.
Oh wow. Yeah, Matt, I think we can win this game like a 20-16, 20-17 game. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be low scoring. I'd be surprised if we come out and put up 4 touchdowns. I'm very happy TJ Watt's not playing. I am concerned because Fant, our third left tackle, is down for a couple more weeks. So if we can't block them, they're going to overload the one side and just try to blitz like crazy to confuse us because the inexperience we have on with the left tackle, who is a steaming pile of shit. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's a game we can win. I honestly think it's a game we should win. But yeah, I will I'll take them.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think the Jets should win this game. Well,
It'd be really fun to be 2-2.
yeah. Until we meet, we play in Detroit, right? The Jets play in Detroit. They play Detroit play y'all in Jersey. Or they play in Detroit.
The 18th. They play here because I wanted to see what you were doing. If you can make it.
That's why you did say that because I was gonna be I'll be in Detroit. Yeah, I'll be in Detroit on 18th.
Next.
Darn, that'd have been good to see that game too. But anyway, great show, man. Appreciate you hopping on. I thought I was gonna be solo with my notes, but appreciate you coming on. Appreciate everybody that watched and tuned in. And Lamar, Matt, our statistician, the one who gets all our stats for us. Appreciate you, Matt. What's up?
My schedule for next week just got emailed to me. I'm on Monday, but I'm off Thursday.
Okay.
So I'll see you next Thursday.
All right.
Good luck.
All right, y'all. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. We see y'all again on Monday. I gotta do another show anyway, but see y'all again on Monday.
All right, later, bro. Be good.
Peace.
Take care, everyone in the chat. Hey, like the stream. If you're on YouTube, like the stream.
Oh yeah, please hit your likes. Put your likes up for me, man. The show's getting a lot of traction, man. We appreciate everybody that's been watching. Just make sure you hit the likes so YouTube be on that bullshit. So we gotta help out the algorithm. All right, then, y'all. Peace. All right, Nick.
Be good.